Welcome to my review of episode 4 of Interview with the Vampire, the ruthless pursuit of blood with all a child's demanding. Okay, this episode starts out with um Louis bringing a burnt Claudia to Lestat so that he could turn her and save her. Okay, the episode, I, I will say this. Some parts of the episode felt like a sitcom, but then it really got to turn around into a darker side of things. Um, they turned Claudia into a vampire, and then they had a more of a gay father thing going on, a LGBTQ father thing going on. They were raising her, and everything was nice. There was nothing really aggressive going on until later on in the episode. You get a feel of Claudia learning how to hunt, her falling in love for the first time, her feeling the hardship of being eternally a child. Now this is just the beginning of it, and it's told through her journal that Malloy is reading. Um, Louis gave him uh, gave him access to Claudia's journal that she was writing. Um, Now at one point in this episode, she said she was 19, and I think she said she was turned at 14. So I'm trying to see if this was over a 5-year period. They're teaching her how to survive in the vampire world. Um, and she did eventually fall in love with someone. Oh, and to say one thing, um, Louis' mother did die in this episode, and he went to the wake. And you could tell the hostility that his sister and brother-in-law had for him, and he had hostility back. He's gotten tired of them pushing him away because of what he is, which I can understand both sides of the story. I would feel the same way. But Claudia was more of a she's more a mixture between Louis and Lestat. While Louis is a kind-hearted vampire who doesn't really want to kill people, and Lestat is a ruthless, uncaring vampire who loves the thrill of the kill. She's more of a caring vampire who also loves the thrill of killing. Um, and throughout, throughout the episode, they're teaching her the ropes of being in the vampire world. And she met this boy who she fell in love with. And eventually, she got to a point where they were about to make love, and she bit into him and accidentally killed him. And this was very heartbreaking to her, and she went to Lestat, pleading with him to turn the boy into a vampire, and he said he could not because she had drained him. And so she told he told her that she needed to clean up her mess, and they carried him into the incinerator to burn his body. And as she's burning the body and she's trying to look away, um, Lestat turns her head and makes her watch and says, "This is why we do not grow attachments towards them. They are food and nothing more." Uh, some on the lines of that. Like I said, this episode had sitcom like vibes to it, then it had darkness to it. But the funny part of this episode, what I was laughing about, was when they carried her to buy a coffin, and Louis told the the man that owns the coffin store or the casket store that she had a terminal illness, and she was in the coffin talking about how comfortable it was. It was so funny how this man just looked at him and said, "Something ain't right here." And of course Louis goes to shut the curtains and Lestat kills him. I'm like, if this was me, I wouldn't have said nothing. I just would have went on the sold the casket to him, the coffin, whatever it is. I wouldn't have said a doggone thing. But there wasn't really a huge lot going on, but it was a great episode. Well, it was a lot going on, but still, I'm trying to think if there was anything I missed throughout this episode. Hmm, besides them being on the boat, her going out to hunt with Lestat. Oh, and Louis was trying to teach her about boundaries. She told Louis that Lestat was hiding something, and he told her that she shouldn't pry because she will bring up bad things about the past from him. And it did say that he was. No, I'm thinking about another movie. It didn't say that he was 400 and something, or did it? I don't know. I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Fright Night. Uh, but this episode was a pretty good episode. I still can't think of if I left anything out. I'm just giving the main basic. But yeah, this was an origin story for Claudia. Out of 10, I would say I give this episode an 8. It was a good episode. Um, I would not say it was as good as some other episodes, but it was still a good episode indeed. So yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.